Welcome back to another video. This is Ebyte, and today I'm going to break down the new operator 0, also known as Sam Fisher, and discuss the many noticeable changes coming with the release of Operation Shadow Legacy. Before I do continue, 76% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy Rainbow Six Siege content, please consider subscribing, it would be greatly appreciated. Sam Fisher joins Rainbow Six Siege as 0, a 2-speed, 2-armor attacker with a new intel gathering gadget. He has 4 Argus projectiles which can be fired into any breakable or reinforced surface, including walls, floors, hatches and ceilings, before burrowing through and creating camera vision on both sides of the barrier. If the surface isn't penetrable, Zero's projectiles will stick to it, similar to Valkyrie's cameras. One thing to bear in mind when using Zero's Argus projectile is to keep an eye on the sight or the reticle. So if I was to ADS at this solid wall, as you can see the line across the center looks very similar to the new holographic. However, there is an arrow underneath this. This means that when I fire one of my projectiles, my camera or the spike isn't going to go all the way through the wall. Instead, it will stick to the wall and look back towards me. If, however, I was to aim at a barricade, you can see that an arrow at the top appears. This means that I will be able to view out both sides of that surface. So if I was to fire a camera at this barricade here, as you can see, I can view both sides of this barricade, like so. However, if I was to fire a camera at this solid surface here, it would stick to the wall, but it wouldn't fully penetrate it, meaning that I could only view out one side, i.e. the side I fired it from. As you can see, you don't have to be ADS to see this feature. It will automatically change depending on the surface or material you're looking at. This can be great, especially when looking through floors, because you're not going to be able to see the metal beams. If you do happen to hit a metal beam, your projectile won't fully go through the floor. You'll only be able to look up at the ceiling. So it is a feature you should bear in mind, especially when using them, if you want to use them effectively. Each Argus projectile can fire a single laser to destroy enemy gadgets or deal minor damage to enemy players. The projectiles make a distinct sound when burrowing into place and can be easily destroyed with a single bullet. The Argus cameras also emit a bright yellow light whilst in use, which can make them stand out if placed in the open. Zero's cameras can be countered by Cade's Electroclaw, Bandit batteries, mute jammers, ADS, and Wamai's magnet. Zero's loadout consists of an SC 3000K assault rifle, which is a brand new gun added to the game. This rifle has access to the new red dot, reworked holographic, reflex, 1.5x scope and 2x scope. His other primary is the MP7 submachine gun, and for a secondary he's equipped with a 5.7 USG sidearm with an integrated suppressor. To finish off his loadout, he's got the option of frag grenades or a claymore. There are many other noticeable changes coming with Operation Shadow Legacy, one of them being the addition and rework of various sights. 4 additional weapon optics have been spread out across operator loadouts, including a new 1x red dot, a new holographic sight with a unique reticle, a 1.5x scope, and a 2x scope. ACOG is now 2.5x, with a 3x scope being distributed across DMRs or designated marksman rifles. Players can now customize the color and opacity of weapon optics in the accessibility section of the options menu. This aims to provide a better experience for players who are colorblind or visually impaired. You can now use regular and contextual pings whilst controlling characters, cameras and drones. Opposing operators are revealed when you ping their primary gadget, and regular yellow pings now have assigned numbers for easier callouts. Should you wish, the reticle used to determine where your ping will be placed can be turned off in the options menu. A reinforcement post system has also been introduced, meaning that you'll no longer have to worry about players not reinforcing sight before rushing off and dying to a spawn peak. Defenders will now have a pool of 10 reinforcements available to use at the beginning of each round, regardless of the number of players. The number of available reinforcements is displayed on the far left side of the top bar and will decrease by 1 every time a teammate begins a reinforcement. This allows operators that already have a lot of preparation before a match to leave it to others. A new hard breach has been added to Montaigne, Fuse, Capitao, Ying, Lion, Finca, Knock and Amaru. These charges destroy reinforced hatches and open medium-sized holes in reinforced walls that players can enter by crouching or vaulting. The charge is automatically activated shortly after its deployment. Rather than having some gadgets destroyed and others disabled for a short amount of time, Thatcher's EMP will now temporarily disable all defender gadgets. The introduction of map bans will allow each team, before a match, to ban one map from a random pre-selection of 3 possible maps. If by chance both teams ban the same map, the map will be randomly chosen from the remaining 2, whilst banning 2 different maps will result in the selection of the remaining map. Should they wish, players and teams can also choose not to ban any maps. An alpha version of the match replay function will also be introduced, however this is currently only available on the PC test server to gather feedback from players. For those interested in my opinion on Operation Shadow Legacy, I personally believe there are many great features coming in this update. There are a few I'm a little bit unsure of. I'll have to see how they kind of play out in ranked or competitive play. A feature I'm really looking forward to is the reinforcement pool. I think that's a great addition. I'm really happy that we've now got it. The addition of the new hard breach charge, I believe, is an interesting feature. I don't personally feel there's any reason to be bringing Hibana now, when for instance you can bring Ying and a hard breach. So obviously you've got our Candelas as well as a hard breach charge which allows you to breach the objective. The new sights I think are really good. I'm a little bit unsure of the new holographic. I presume that's maybe just because I've played the old holographic so much. It will take a wee while to get used to. The new ping system I think is a great feature. However, I do believe that it could be slightly overpowered depending how it's used or if it's used effectively. Obviously you're now able to ping someone without notifying them if you use your yellow marker instead of actually kind of scanning them. This will allow for some very interesting plays, but like I said, it could be slightly overpowered. The new Operator Zero I think is a fantastic operator. I'm really interested to see how he plays out, especially in the competitive scene. At the moment I do feel that he is possibly quite strong. He has 4 Argus cameras or projectiles. They're able to breach through soft walls and reinforcements. If you have any spare projectiles, you could fire them or position them up in the ceiling to watch potential flanks. But all in all, I'm really happy with the new features being added in this operation. The Chalet rework looks fantastic. I can't wait to play more of that. Leave your opinions down in the comment section below. I'm really interested to see what you have to say about Operation Shadow Legacy. I will show Zero's bio on screen right now for anyone who may be interested. I've also got a video on the reworked Chalet available on my channel if you haven't seen it already. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, please leave a like. It would be greatly appreciated. If you happen to have any further questions, please leave them down in the comment section below and I'll try my best to respond to each one. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so to keep up to date with all of my latest videos. This is Ebyte and I shall see you guys in my next video.